My name is Kiati, I'm head of Joshi Advocates. Thank you very much for joining us in this video, COVID-19 and immigration appeal hearings. So in the next 5 minutes we will see how the appeal hearings are taking place, what the court process is, and how practically it's being panned out. So let's run. So first is yes, the court hearings were adjourned in March, April, May. But interesting news, last week, which was end of July or first week of August, we had our first hearing, which was adjourned in March. So the process is the court will write a letter saying it's a case management hearing. Before that, the court will write a letter saying in the 14 days give us appeal bundles. So the appellant, the person bringing the appeal, gives a bundle to the court and the Home Office, and the Home Office equally would give a bundle to the appellant and the judge. So the judge has two things in front of him or her, the appellant's bundle and the Home Office bundle. So everyone has all the same documents. After the documents have been served, the court will say the case management hearing is on this date by telephone. So the case management hearing is to understand what the issues are and perhaps to narrow the issues down and see what evidence has been given and what more evidence could be adduced. So after the case management hearing, if the judge says that the Home Office should give a review following the bundle to see if any other issues could be ironed out. And in the case management hearing, the judge would address when the hearing can take place, the main appeal hearing, if any interpreters are required, so the court will provide an interpreter, and how many witnesses there are to understand how long the process of the appeal hearing would be. So then in this case that we had in the first week of August, before the hearing, we had given the bundles and everything. In the case management hearing, the judge said, oh, the hearing could take place in September. And I said, no, I need the hearing as early as possible. And the case management was in June. So the judge said, okay, as soon as possible would be in August. I didn't want the hearing to be delayed because, the client doesn't really care if there's COVID-19 or not, just to get the matter dealt with. The longer the delay, the more pressure it is on the client to deal with. In this case, the child was involved and the child was overseas. So it doesn't help anybody to cause delay, particularly because the court has put a procedure in place, and the procedure is. So the court would send an email saying this is the link for a video appeal hearing, and the court would email a PIN number and a name that you need to put in. So when you press that link, you put your PIN number in, you put the appellant, the case name in, and then you press connect, and you see on the other side of the camera the court clerk. And to be away from the court from March and to finally see the courtroom and the clerk, it was just refreshing. It was to see that finally we're moving on. And then the court clerk said, okay, Ms. Joshi, are you ready? And then on the screen of your computer, you would see the court clerk and then the Home Office presenting officer, if they're there, and the judge. And then the procedure will be the same as any appeal hearing. The judge will introduce the process of who is going to give evidence, when, and then at the end of the evidence or the question and answers being given by the witnesses, the Home Office would say their legal points and the lawyer would say their legal points. And in this hearing, it was just so exciting because the judge said that, and we could see on the computer screen, other judges were observing our hearing to see how technically it pans out. And it was actually very efficient because everyone had the bundles, the documents, the examination of the witnesses was just as if we're in court. The legal submissions were made by the Home Office, made by us. It was smooth, as if we're in court, but through the camera. So it was amazing to see that it's actually efficient. And this way, the court does not have a backlog of the adjourned hearings from March, April, May, June, which consequently means that any appeals being put in now can be looked at possibly end of this year or early next year. It won't be delayed so much so that it's going to be end of next year. So I'm so glad that the court is moving efficiently through the process, and I hope this has helped you to understand it is not going to be as scary as you think. It's going to be very smooth. And the comfort of your home if you're a witness, because the judge or the court would ask, where the witnesses are going to be, what their email address is, because then the court will send the witness, if they're in their home, the link, and the witness would press the link, put the name in, the case name, the PIN number, and then they would come on the computer screen for the appeal hearing. So it's quite exciting, the magic of technology. Yeah. All right then, thank you so much for joining. I hope this helped you to understand the appeal process in the COVID-19 time, and that it is moving through smoothly. As always, subscribe, contact details below, and I'll see you next week. Thank you. Take care.